Battling the biggest crisis of his premiership at home, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has shifted focus to one of the biggest crises in the world, tensions in Ukraine. Prime Minister Boris Johnson will visit Kyiv today to hold talks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Johnson and Zelensky will discuss the ongoing Russian hostile activity and cover the full range of strategic UK support that could be made available to the country. In a statement, Boris Johnson said that it is the right of every Ukrainian to determine how they are governed. He also said that as a friend and democratic partner, the UK will continue to uphold Ukraine's sovereignty in the face of those who seek to destroy it. Johnson urged Russia to step back and engage in dialogue to find a diplomatic resolution. Fears of an imminent Russian incursion in Ukraine have grown in recent days, despite denials from Russia, who have been massing troops along the Ukrainian border. Johnson was due to speak to Russian President Vladimir Putin on Monday. The call was cancelled, though, as the domestic crisis for the United Kingdom Prime Minister escalated with the publication of the Sue Gray report. Johnson said he would speak to Putin as soon as he can, and he urged the Russian president to choose the path of diplomacy. On Monday, Moscow had sent a letter to Washington on its views about America's response to Russia's security demands. So far, no information on the contents of Moscow's response has been divulged. The foreign secretaries of Russia and the US are also set to speak later today. US President Joe Biden said that America is ready for any scenario.
I had a productive talk last week with President Zelensky, and we continue to engage in non-stop diplomacy and to de-escalate tensions and attempt like the devil to improve security for our allies and partners and for all of Europe, for that matter. And today in the United Nations, we've laid out the full nature of Russia's threat to Ukraine's sovereignty and the territorial integrity of Ukraine, as well as the core tenets of a rule-based international order. And we continue to urge diplomacy as the best way forward. But with Russia's continuing its buildup of its forces around Ukraine, we are ready no matter what happens.
Well, earlier, both Washington and London stepped up efforts to maintain pressure on Moscow. The United States and Britain are preparing new devastating sanctions against people linked to the Kremlin. American senators say that they are almost done with finalising the deal, which will probably be put forward in the coming days. Britain says that the sanctions against Russia will be the toughest ever.
This will be the toughest sanction regime against Russia we have ever had, and it is the most radical departure in approach since leaving the European Union. Those in and around the Kremlin will have nowhere to hide. We will make sure that those who share responsibility for the Kremlin's aggressive and destabilising action will share in bearing a heavy cost. Their assets in the UK will be frozen. No UK business or individual would be able to transact with them, and should they seek to enter the UK, they would be turned back.